I'm Whimsical Fluid Artist Meshka. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to show you how to make glow-in-the-dark cell activators and how to add some extra bling to pigment cell activators. I'm using a mixture of Golden's Gloss Pouring Medium and Tri-Art Studio Water, mixed 1 part pouring medium to 3 parts water to wet or disperse my pigments and to thin my cell activators. I usually just use paint, water, and string gel for my cell activator, but I like to play around and mix things up sometimes. So the easy way to make a glow-in-the-dark cell activator is just to use some phosphorescent paint. I'm using Golden's phosphorescent green heavy body paint, which is really more like a soft body paint. And you could add a little bit of color to this to make a less intense colored glow-in-the-dark cell activator. And I think when using these particular transparent products as cell activators, they work a little better on the thicker side. So let's start off by mixing up some of the golden phosphorescent acrylic paint. So I'm going to put in 1 part of my water mixture. And about 1 part paint. See, this is runny. Just scoop the rest out. Put that out of the way. And I'm just gonna mix these up using my pigment and paint mixer from Fluid Art Co. Let's check this out. It's almost where I like it. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Just a little squirt. Okay, that's about how I like it. So I'll set that aside. And another way that you can make a glow-in-the-dark cell activator is if you use a phosphorescent gel medium. I'm using this Pebeo colorless phosphorescent gel. I've got my containers labeled so I know what's what. So I'll start off with 1 part the water mixture. One part of the gel medium. Oops. I think if that was flattened out, it'd be about 1 part. I might be just a little bit over. But that's all right. Scoop that up. Let's see where we're at with this one. That looks pretty good. Maybe just another squirt. There we go. It leaves a little trail. So that is the gel medium. Just put that over there. Or you can use a glow-in-the-dark pigment like this one that I already had mixed up. And we'll finish mixing up with the blinged out pigment cell activator. For this, you just add a little bit of Pebeo iridescent Bindex to your pigment. You don't need to use very much. You only need a little to help bind the pigments. It comes in purple, green, and blue, which I ran out of. And today I'm using the green Bindex with TLP asparagus. So I'm just I'll measure it out. I'll put in 1 part of the water mixture so I can disperse my pigments. And when working with dry pigments, always be sure to wear proper personal protective equipment. I'm just going to slip mine on. Which side have I got open? Here we go. So I'm just going to take a scoop. Maybe a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm just gonna carefully wet that pigment so it doesn't fly all over. Stir that up well. Don't forget to scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. And scrape your stick off. Get it all nice and smooth. And then add a little bit of your Bindex. Now don't worry, this does lighten it a little bit, but it's just temporary. It darkens up again as it dries. And now that my pigments are all wet, I can remove my PPE. It gets hot, but it's very important to wear it. Okay, and just a little bit more. water mixture. I don't know if you can see how pretty that is, but it's got a nice, really nice iridescent sheen to it. And that looks about right. Okay. Okay, now let's do some quick one color blooms just to demonstrate the cell activators. Nothing fancy. I'm using Tri-Art Payne's Gray for my single color. Just need to clean everything up here. This is just a little splatter shield I made. I cut a hole in there so that if I need to cover my paint while I'm stirring it all up, it keeps it from going all over the place. That's only if you have a really full cup. Also, when you're finished using these, all you have to do to clean it is just in a bit of water. I have a little bit of soap in here as well. And it's clean. Dry it off. And it's ready for the next time. So first up, we're going to use the golden acrylic paint glow cell activator. Let me just try and get this centered. There we go. It's a nice thing about these pour mats from Fluid Art Co. They've got all these rings to help you line things up and center. So let's pour a bit of the Payne's Gray. My fingers off. Some of the golden. I'll blow this out. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's just give that a minute. Let some of those cells open up. I think I need to break some of it up with my straw. Okay. Do a little doodle. Give it a little spin. Oops. I need to put my splatter shield up. Okay. Still not quite over all the sides. I think my black paint is just a little bit too thick, but nevertheless, I moved forward. Just sometimes gotta roll with it. So that's the first one. I'll bring you in for a close-up at the end and show you them in the dark. It's got some cute little cells in it. Okay, so now for the Pebeo Glow Cell Activator. Just clean up some of that. Let me just put some of this black down. Actually, this is Payne's Gray. Don't know why I keep saying black. Oops, that did not blow out very well. I'm going to try that again with it a little bit thinner. It's got some cute cells in it. Okay, I've got things cleaned up a bit, so we can move on to our blinged out pigment cell activator. Now you can also use Amsterdam interference pearl paint. They have red, yellow, blue, green, purple, and they are a lot cheaper. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I thought, what the heck, I'm only human. I had a little mishap when I started doing the first bloom, and I had to change because I got paint all over. I'm such a klutz. And my phone has been acting up, so there's probably going to be some glitches in this video. That's not exactly centered. Okay. Hope that's not too thick. Well, I think it was a little bit on the thick side, and I also used too much. Let's just try and break it up some. Well, I can try and spin that out, but I think it's just too thick. And there's some bubbles in there. Hold on. blow it, break it up a little bit more. Okay, that's cute. I'll bring you in for a close-up at the end. I think I'm going to do one more with it a little bit thinner. Just hang on a second. Just thin this out a little bit. Got to mix some more of that up. I'll just use bit of water. Okay, hope I didn't put too much water in that. And this seems to have thickened up also. Just give that a quick little spray. Last one. the greatest blowout, but that's all right. Just gonna get some of those bubbles. Okay, let's give it a spin. Okay, that looks cute. It's not very centered, but that's all right. It's just a little demonstration. Let me see if I can bring that down a little bit. Okay, let's go in for a close-up. So this is the golden, and here's it glowing in the dark. And then next up we've got the Pebeo, and here it is glowing in the dark. And then we've got them side by side. This is the Pigment cell activator. I probably should have used a little more Bindex or less water because there's a bit of pigment separation going on here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.